Okay, you see, so you wish you knew that sooner, right? Oh, I see. Yeah, so actually, you see, it's been 8 weeks we're working this way. So, yeah, it's always some new topic, but we're also considering old ones, like we are revising some phrases also. So there is no chance you like not learn anything after it. Yeah, so that's why I recommended you this course even for 2 weeks, but still, you see, it's still useful even in this way. Okay, look, generally, again, as I said, crime could possibly be not the topic that you will get on writing or speaking, but the phrases that you learned within, yes, I'm like maybe phrases related to that, I recommend you using them anyway. Like even if your topic will be like advertisement, for example, yeah, again, you must still talk about scammers, right? Because like we have a lot of scammers in advertisements, yeah, like this, I mean. So find your way to use your knowledge. This is what I mean. Don't think like, oh my god, I have this topic, I didn't learn it. So just pull everything that you know and which can be somehow connected to the topic. That's the main principle. All right. So today we are taking one of the hottest topics again. Like recently I said that according to my like research, yeah, I've been researching online what topics are now pending, like what like not pending but featuring, like appearing on IELTS. And one of those are technology, as I said, skills and education. Again, pay your attention to this urbanization, by the way, yeah, like very common environment. Just you see, we already have these topics, but Nora, you have that access to those previous topics, so just look through. Did you look through our previous weeks? Mm-hmm. Collocations. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay, great. So, yeah, try not to cover everything, but like some topics at least. Yeah, and like revise, repeat like this, okay? Whatever your topic is. Great. Well done. So, pay special attention to the topics which I mentioned, especially recent weeks, week 7, week 6. Very, very useful ones. All right, and today again we are taking, as I already said, one of the also like it's reported it's those were high to very high frequency topics. This would be medium high, but still high. So we would still very likely to have it on our IELTS exam. So this is um, social problems. Yeah, social problems actually. Oh, I forgot to put the topic. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I just forgot the exact name of our week's topic. So anyway, we're gonna talk about society, social problems, and culture, necessarily culture and traditions. Well, there are some topics online reporting that it's gonna be about this, so we are taking it. Okay. Right. First of all, let me share my screen. Again, we're working in a group document, so you may already open it. Mhm. And before we start this, okay, let's go to little revision of some phrases. Like for you, maybe it will be revision, maybe it will be new, but let's look through the words here that might be useful for us. They are from different previous topics. Now, what you need to do, I'm gonna give you 3 minutes. Actually, because you're learning, I guess 5. Let it be 5 minutes. You need to finish these phrases with something so that it will be a complete idea. Mhm. For example, let's try with contribute together. How can we continue this one? like what we can contribute to what we can contribute. Let's say contribute to education, and let's add a bit more detail. What can we say here? Like contribute to maybe what kind of education or what can contribute to education. Yes, yes, that's right. Okay, okay. Let's say contribute to education of, let's say, vulnerable, yeah, vulnerable, or let's say minorities. Let's say minorities contribute to education of minorities. Minority is those are those who are smaller, yeah, in number. Mm-hmm. So you can write it right here in your group document. Yeah, you're already here. Mm-hmm. All right, let's do it this way. So you have 5 minutes to finish the rest of the phrases. Mhm. If you need some vocabulary, you can ask me. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Mm, well, yes. Let's say this one. Just be careful. Low income would be one word in this case, so we combine it. hmm Negative. Mm-hmm. How's it going? Uh-huh. Is it positive or negative? Concern. Mm-hmm. Is it positive or negative? Negative. Okay, yeah, that's right. So raise concerns. This is raise worries, raise doubts about something. Mm-hmm. So this is very common word for IELTS. You better learn it. Mm-hmm. But generally, if you don't know, always use this question. Is it positive or negative? Usually it's enough. Mm, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. Usually, yeah, we need to trust more, especially like if you have enough language exposure, like you already had enough of English in your life, you definitely need to trust your gods, like about some phrases. Yeah, not thinking like first what comes to your mind usually is the right answer. Same with, for example, articles. How we put articles, we put them sometimes randomly, but we are right. Okay, so finish the last one. Yeah, and you are still writing this one. Mm-hmm. Finish then about concerns, and we will check. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see. Nowadays, AI plays. Mm-hmm. AI plays her role in our daily life. Okay, make sure to fix it. Mm-hmm. Okay, AI have same. AI have has, right? AI has an adverse impact on art. Okay. Mm-hmm. Strike a balance between work and life. Okay. High crime rate, raise concerns of safety. Let's say about safety. About safety. Because we are concerned about something. Like we worry about. Okay. Government should tackle the root causes of crime. What means tackle? Like what government should do? Cause let's say solve, right? Solve, yeah, deal with, yeah, like prevent. So tackle means address, solve. Pay attention. In problem solution essay, it's very useful word. Tackle the issue of something. Tackle the root causes of something. Okay, let's continue. You better take notes, by the way. Mhm. Government should tackle new technologies being associated. What mean? Technologies in like many of them. Technologies are associated with something negative. Let's say also technologies are often associated. So we make it like more general this way when we say are often, not just directly, they are associated like all the time, but often make it softer. You better stick to the softer language in your IELTS writing. Mhm. Okay, otherwise, if we say like people from bad background are always becoming criminals, yeah, like we cannot say so. Yeah, so here the same. Using environmentally environmentally friendly products minimize minimize minimizes, right? Using minimizes. Okay, environmental issues. Okay, great. How can I paraphrase in order not to have environment twice in my sentence? Eco ecological, right? Or you could, yeah, paraphrase this one, eco-friendly products, right? Okay, great. Well done. So these phrases will be useful today. We're not having them in our main list, but we will have them somewhere next to it. Yeah, because they're still useful. All right. So now we're gonna read the text. Here you see some gaps and the word bank. Well, the word bank has some phrases from our week 9, related to culture and traditions. You may see there are also, again, yeah, some phrases that we've been talking about. Now you need to fill in the gaps, right? If there are some phrases you're not sure about, you go to where to find their definitions. Where should you go? Week 9, right? And here they are. Yeah, also they are sorted. Have a look. They are sorted so we can see something about culture and identity, right? Standing right here. Yeah. We also can see the context in which we can use it. Globalization. Yeah, it's a bit different. Negative and positive effects is very commonly discussed here too. So check it out. So now, please complete the task. Let me give you again maybe 3 minutes for that. It's not much there. Yeah, today not many gaps. I think it can be done quickly. Mm-hmm. Are you ready? Not yet. How much time should I give you extra? Okay, let it be 1.5. And we check. I think I need to turn on the lights. I'll be back soon. Not really. They don't stick? Okay, let's see. Let's see, just a second. All right. The rest are okay, right? Okay, just a second. So, just have so many tabs here. Okay, so the first one. Very easier, interact. This increase preserve traditions. So you were asking me about the first? So doesn't really seem to stick. Look, so we have this increased. This increased. Here it's not a verb. That's adjective. These increased something can broaden people's perspective. What is something? What can we put here? Because you put action, doesn't stick. We need to increase something, something that could increase potentially based on this context. What sounds as a better option? Uh-huh. Is it the same, cultural exchange and cultural identity? Really? Okay. Okay. So for example, let's put cultural exchange. These increased cultural exchange. So let's first take a look at the first sentence. What does it say to us? We say about globalization that it made people interact, exchange ideas, yeah, and so on. Now, they refer back to the previous sentence. This increased cultural exchange, this is what's happening here. It's a cultural exchange, isn't it? So it increased because of globalization. Did it increase? If it says, yeah, it says it made it easier to do this, to do that. So it means that the cultural exchange increased. So these increased cultural exchange, in other words, these bigger or more common cultural exchange can broaden people's perspectives. So cultural exchange can broaden people's perspectives. Does it make sense? Uh-huh. Good. So here it is. Now let's continue the next second. Yeah, then cultural heritage. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Why so? What means cultural heritage? Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Uh-huh. Like наследие, yeah. Mm-hmm. Why not? Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, yes. So I think it can be here. What else they can abandon if they say that like there is lots of cultural identity? Yes, so there might be multiple answers actually. It's totally okay. Totally okay. All right. So let's stick to cultural heritage, for example. Yeah. But maybe, yeah, younger generations, yeah, if we take some like less global scale, yeah, maybe they can also abandon identity. What else they can abandon? Okay, they can also abandon traditional customs. Yeah, this is a part of heritage, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, but let's stick to cultural heritage, for example. Yeah, let's see how it works. So the next one, in some cases, this can weaken cultural identity. What means weaken? Make it weak, right? Exactly. So we have like, for example, we have widen, make it wider. Yeah, we can make it weaker. Great. So let's move on. Great international contact to take pride in their traditional customs and share it with visitors. But it says share it, you see? So it should be one thing. So what we should better put here? Heritage. So maybe we exchange, yeah, here we put heritage and here we put customs. So now you see it actually very seems to be very similar, but it now makes more sense, yeah. And look, right, same appears in your reading and listening, where you have this especially listening part 4. When we have lots of this fill in the gaps sort of task, you have to pay attention to grammar around, you have to pay attention to context around, yeah, what is missing, and better predict what part of speech is missing. Is it plural? Is it singular? Yeah, what maybe is it negative? Is it positive? And so on and so forth. Because these tiny hints are always there, and many people just skip them and miss this and miss many points just for this stupid reason, and that's a pity. Sometimes it can give you like 1 point and you already drop to 6.5 instead of 7, for example, which is pretty disappointing. Yeah. Okay, coming back to our task now. So we see, and also that will help you a lot with uh, your grammar in your sentences. Yeah, better connection. Right, the next one, cultural exchange. Yeah, so now we have it here. Yeah, what else we can put here? I mean, this is applicable answer. What else can also be used? Preserve tradition. Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. preserve tradition, cultural exchange. So here after help, we can use and noun and action. Great. So here we go. But you see, based on the paragraph, what is better, cultural exchange or preserve traditions? Why? Right. So the main idea of the paragraph is about it, and it would be just strange to add some point about cultural exchange again, isn't it? Right. So here the main idea now it's more about writing task two. So make sure one paragraph, one central idea. Same thing can happen in your writing, right? So you're writing about, oh, we need to preserve our cultural heritage, and also we can do this and that for cultural exchange. Like then hold a second, we were talking that it's negative that we have cultural exchange, right? And now we are saying that we should do that. So it's gonna be confusing. So let's go with preserve traditions in this case. Okay, good. So finally, the last one. I think here was no problem, right? Strike balance between international and So here we mean like one side is positive, however, there is some like negative, yeah, and we need to balance. Okay, do you have any questions about any of the phrases here? No, now it's clear, yeah, like what how it makes sense in the context. Okay. Right. So today is our first lesson. Usually in the week, yeah, we have our first lesson when we are okay to make mistakes, yeah, because we're just learning the words. So it's totally fine. We get acquainted with the context where we will use the phrases. So it's totally fine. Now let's proceed to the next task where it will be more practical. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we are skipping this one. Yeah, like never mind this. Let's take a look. So we have sentence A. Mhm. We have sentence B. What do you think is the difference between these two sentences? Complex. Complex. Right. So it's more complex. Is it only because we use some smart words? No. What else these smart words giving to us in this case? Yes, exactly. So this is the thing, yeah, why we are like why IELTS wants us to use some good words, why we're having these words, yeah, because the more the more complex vocabulary you use, the more precise you are. Yeah, you give more exact idea. You explain yourself in a more exact way. So here it is. These phrases, yeah, they seem to be homogenization. Well, what is this? So we can find it all in week 9 table. So let's actually go to week 9. Yeah, let me go here. Okay, can you see my screen, right? And here we go. Yeah. Primarily there was about globalization, right? And negative effect necessarily, yeah, because initially it was said makes cultures more similar. So it's not what we want to. Yeah, so we would search it in negative effects, and here it is cultural homogenization. What does it mean? Yeah, so here it is. You can learn this phrase if you wish. Yeah. Well, might be, I think it's not so hard actually to learn it because homogenization, yeah, it's like something similar. Yeah, we may know it from science. Yeah. And second phrase was here, gradually erode traditional values. Also seems to be negative, right? Seems to be negative. And we get back here. If I find it, oh, it stands literally second. What does it say? So we can know that now erode means weaken. So you can say weaken, you can say erode. Eradication, also, you may take a note of a noun. Erode, that is verb. Eradication, I don't know why it's not eradication. Eradication. This is noun, and this is like what? This is the process when it gets so weak, it's so like destroyed, sort of. Okay, so here it is. Now, getting back in, now you will do the same thing with the sentences right here. We are given, yeah, I highlighted the parts which are exactly better be paraphrased, but you may paraphrase the whole idea. You can see that it's not like word for word change, it's literally idea expansion. Yeah. So now we have how many? Six sentences here. I'm giving you 10 minutes. Be quick. Mhm. So try to understand each sentence idea generally, then negative, positive, and search in the week 9. Navigate in week 9 table this way. I can help you. You can ask me too. Yeah, but try to do it yourself first. Mhm. So let's start. You can write right under the sentences. Okay, let's see. The second. Uh-huh. Disappearing. Disappearing, whatever is connected to disappearance. Yeah, mostly negative. What negative words can be used from the table? Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay, let's see. Well, disappearing, yeah, was the problem. Okay, let's start from the beginning, actually. Hmm. So, forgetting old traditions, losing cultural identity. Okay, okay. Um, all right. So let's continue. Understand other cultures, promote cultural understanding. Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. Commercialize cultural traditions. Great. Mm-hmm. Here, should we use again? Promote cultural understanding. Let's use something else. What are the positive words we have? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Strengthening. Ah, strengthens. Okay. Mm. Okay. So we have questions about this, right? Maybe. Okay, let's mark this one. Yeah. This one maybe. Yeah, this one. Okay. Right. Mhm. Okay, first of all, here we were talking about positives. Okay, let's jump to here. I'm just trying to see both both screens. Okay, so forgetting old traditions. We can say losing cultural identity. We can say negative. Okay. Mm-hmm. Uh, erode traditional values again. We can say like young people eroding cultural identity also we can combine, by the way. We can combine like this, like taking words from here, connected with this if it doesn't match. Hmm. Okay, for the next one. For the next one, what was that? Uh-huh. Learn about other cultures. Yeah, learn about other cultures. So we're going to positive cultural understanding. Look, we can also say broaden perspectives. We can. It's not exactly paraphrasing that. Yeah, but we learn and we broaden. When while we are broadening our horizons, we learn about others as well. So we can also consider this. Right. I would also use this one, raise awareness, but raise awareness not of cultural heritage, but of what? Other cultures. That's it. That's it. Okay. You can also use some verbs from our previous weeks. For example, facilitates. It facilitates cultural exchange or something like this. Yeah. And also add. Okay, facilitates cultural exchange, or we said cultural awareness. Mm-hmm. Okay, so alternative phrases here. So generally, you can learn phrases as they are, but you can also mix and match them. Okay, the last one we said all traditions are disappearing. Okay, so is there like absolutely no way to say that? So you had one option about this, right? Thread. Yep. You can say instead of pose, because pose it means make thread, yeah, to something, create or cause. Here we can delete this and say what was the sentence? All traditions are under a thread, yeah, under a thread, or for example, what can we say? Yeah, all traditions are under threat of disappearing, for example. You can say endangered. Mm-hmm. Good. So we can also scroll down here, hmm and use these words. For example, I use the word facilitate here. I can say this way. Here, the mostly positive, right? I need to add some negative ones too, I think. Yep. Okay, great. Anyway, great. You see, because that is a paraphrase exercise, there are multiple right answers, like as you see it, because on your real IELTS exam, that will help you first to avoid repetitions when you know, like, okay, if not this way, I'll say it another way, and also to keep your idea here, because when we paraphrase, like I see, I keep repeating word culture. I start paraphrasing, but I should not paraphrase it that much so that my initial idea is lost. So really, really useful task here. Okay, so again, all traditions are on the thread of disappearance. We can say instead of pose. All right, let's move on. Do you have any questions about this? Anyway, at home you will be practicing these phrases. Mhm. Okay, okay. So now let's move on to writing. Today we're not taking writing task 2, only task 1, because we need to get a bit ready for task 2. Task 1 here. It's been a while. We need to revise tables. I think this is the only type, even though it's a comparative. We already took it. I mean, within the course. Last week we also had some statistics. Yep, but a dynamic one. Yeah, it was also a mix, but we didn't have a fully static, only comparative chart like here. Mhm. uh, Pay attention. Whenever you have this kind of graph, you can see nothing is like moving anywhere, right? No timeline. So I will be using no words like increase or decrease. Not relevant right here, unfortunately. Also, I'm paying attention to, in order to choose the tense, which tense I should use. I'm checking the description, right? And here it says in the past 12 months. So they did something, yeah, in the past 12 months. So I will be using past, right? Generally, when we have survey, like here, yeah, they literally say results of survey. First of all, I'd like to uh, add here one word. What is the synonym of the word survey? Not really. It's more like research, but survey. questionary. Yeah, are you familiar with this word? Mm-hmm. So this is the synonym. Yeah, please pay attention, write it down, because if you see a survey, it wouldn't be just survey, 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 according to the survey, 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 yeah, questionnaire. Also, you will be studying in English, and once you come to the final point of writing your final, whatever it is, like a bachelor work, yeah, so you will be using that word too. Know that. Okay, and here goes with vocabulary related to surveys. For example, yeah, people chose, right? They chose something, or according to their choice. Yeah, for example, I can say common choice. These kind of phrases we will be using. What is the synonym to the word choose or choice? Vote, like we vote, we choose something. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We can also say prefer, right? We can say prefer because, like, whatever they are choosing, they are preferring that, right? So here it is. Choice or preference. Yeah, prefer, preference. Vote will be vote. Same. Mhm. Okay. And here we go. I also recommend, yeah, when we see percents, not to use too many numbers. There we can also use fractions because we know it's out of 100, isn't it? Like 20%, 10%. So whenever you see some cool or similar to them, for example, 25%, how much is that in words? Uh-huh, a quarter, a quarter. Yeah, so I can say, oh, one fourth, one fourth. Mm-hmm. If it's not exactly 25, I would just say around one quarter. For example, 22, yeah, 26. Actually, 22 is closer to 20, right? But anyway, yeah, we approximate anyway. Uh, Here there are no big numbers, but if we take 50, I think it's obvious, which is half. Yeah, what about 75? If we know 25. Exactly, three quarters. So this is how it works. What about 33%? Yeah, like out of 100, 33, it would be around one third. One third, or you can say a third, because we know a means one. And same here, two thirds would be, yeah, 66. Well, so this is the minimum that you better know. Also talking about some nine, oh, not nine, but just let me finish this one. Two thirds. Yeah. We can also say, for example, if it's 10, yeah, I can say one tenth. Okay, one tenth. Two tenths, three tenths, and so on and so forth. Right. So this is a little reminder for you how to avoid being too wordy. Actually, yeah, we got lots of, but good writing would have some words in it. Okay, let's move on. Now, we're gonna write details, but before that, I'd like to know, how do you imagine the overview for this chart? Yeah, check it carefully. Let me maybe take this out. So we've got results of the survey. These are adults taking activities. Mm-hmm. All right. Is it always like that? Uh-huh. So should I choose what to say, like these or that, what you said before? Should I say both? We should say both, actually. Be careful here. So when I have a comparative chart, my goal is compare everything that is comparable. So step, whatever graph it is, like whether it's a table or bar chart, I first need to have a close look and find all groups among which I can compare anything. In this case, that would be age groups, like you said, yeah, like the latter statement of yours. And the first would be like the activities. Okay, so among these two groups, I can compare. So one group, we said age group, doesn't matter in what order actually. Age groups. I can compare among age groups and I need to compare their and activities. So according to what you said, age groups, the most involved group was young people. Yeah, we can say young people. Can we call them this way? Uh-huh. So young people, we better actually say because we also have like old people, all adults generally. So the most involved or most engaged are 16 to 24. This is what we found. Okay. Right. And which activity was the most preferred? hmm So any performance was mostly, yeah, the most, yeah, the most taken one. Most, but not always, because we see that for older group, it's not the biggest choice. But we say about the biggest trend. So we say mostly, it's like this. So mostly any performance. All right. So what is also important on this chart that do we have total right here? Total or anything similar to total? Don't we? What about this? What is this? Is it a separate age group? Does it include all these three? Yeah, it does. So this is the first thing that you do when you open the chart before rushing into intro or overview writing, any writing in general. First, make sure you understand everything that's going on there. Then start analyzing that. If there is any, if it's a static chart in particular, it's very worthwhile to search for any totals right here. Yeah, if there are any totals, they will just give us some source for overview. So you may not even like try to guess, oh, is it this or that? This is higher. I don't know which activity is that. Just jump into total and you can see like it generally has higher. Any performance generally is higher than any other. You can though you can combine. You see, very similar percent because for example for older groups it's like closer rather than for younger groups, but we in overview we talk about general trend, so you better look here and you may combine. You say not only about 1 leader, it's up to you already, 1 leader or 2 leaders, but if they're very close I suggest you write together. Mhm. So again, pay attention to totals. If they're given, it's easy for you to write your overview. Okay, so here we may combine crafts with performances. Mhm. Right. Now, talking about detail, which we're gonna write right now, we need to compare, obviously. We need to use some comparative structures. I already prepared some for you. The things that we tried doing last week, we continue doing this week, but now let's take it in a like in a simpler manner, maybe. Okay, I'm giving you models here with whereas, while, compared with, respectively, accounting for, and structure with noun and gerund. What you have to do is to write one per each. So I need 6 sentences. I think it wouldn't be hard. Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. You take just one piece of information and rewrite it in these 6 different ways. Do you get it? Different ways. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Paragraphs. Okay, it's up to you. Like you may separate. Look, anyway, no, no, your overview works like your plan. So in overview, we already wrote that like what we were according to our plan about the engaged group, and it means the other two are less engaged. So maybe we write about one group, then the adults we set into another group. Here are your 2 paragraphs. Or we can divide according to by activities. We first talk about performance and crafts and all ages right there. Then the rest. Maybe even 3 paragraphs. We can have like this, like visual arts then, or maybe like most chosen ones versus like least chosen. Maybe this way. Oh, right. But if I were you, I would divide by age. Like, I think it's maybe easier. Okay. Anyway, everybody does, but yeah, it's better not to. Better not to hope for anything. Okay, right. So now please start writing. Mhm. And this is almost our final task for today. You can literally copy from the examples. Mhm. What is your question? Which example here? Models. Model given to you. So you're taking any piece of information and start comparing, like presenting it in these different ways. No, per one you write just one. Like sometimes I'm giving two, just in case, you know. The only thing here, yeah, you will not use rise or fall or something like this. Okay. Oh, Sharon, you can use these phrases. Make up, account for, constitute. For example, you can take, let's take any performance, young people versus older ones. That's it. If you wish, we can write the first sentence together. Okay. And check yourself for your common mistakes, like we had in the beginning of the lesson, like have, has, play, plays, similar type. Mm-hmm. How's it going? Mm-hmm. What do you mean? Ah, okay. Yeah, that's important. Also, pay attention to whether it's the right number you're reporting about. Whether it's the right. Look, we were not given a year, so we may refer only to the period that was given to us, like past 12 months, which is past year or over the year. We're not given whether it's 2025 or any other. Be careful. Is it so hard? Kinda. Okay, let's see. Okay, so let's see if it's actually applicable. Here, be careful, don't use rising. Yeah, there's nothing moving up or down, right? There is no comparison of it in this regard. We can say with participation, accounting for, yeah, or with participation, constituting. Yeah, the point is using ing but not rising falling thing. because we are given the statistics over the 1 year, right? It's nowhere it's moving. Done. Okay. Let's see. All right. I love the way you sign with that. Oh, so hard. Okay, so let's go back here. Mhm. Starting from this person. Okay, participation of young people in any performance was 35. Whereas older people was less involved. Why people was? Were. Well, people were. And let's say, is it a big difference or small? What do you think? So let's say much less or considerably less. We must include that too because, again, we need to be precise. So much less or considerably less involved. Great. And please, please always check your common mistakes. Yours are this for today at least and generally. Grammar. Okay, right. Let's move on. Any visual art? Well, again, arts was same here. What means encourage? Engage, not encourage. Encourage is like motivate. Uh-huh. Engaging. Let's fix it. Visual arts for most engaging. Are you fixing that? Thank you. Well, computer-based activities. Were the least. Let's say were the least and not repeat this one. These will be still clear. Okay, right. Compared with. Okay, 30% of 30% of young people attended art, just attended this. Okay, attended any visual art compared with 17 uh-huh who who are they? Who? 17 who? Something is missing here. Yeah, you see, compared with 17 who attended any writing activities. Uh-huh. Okay, let's say 17 of participants attended any writing activities. Okay. Does it really say any writing? Okay. Let's skip the word any, by the way. It's like we can say instead of any, we can say different. Because this is what it's supposed, right? In cultural activities, 11 and 10% of young people attended. Hold a second. What means purchases? in the chart. Cultural purchases. Interesting. Cultural purchases. Well, interesting. What kind of activity is that? So anyway, attended again. Attended cultural purchases. In cultural activities. Let's say among all activities, right? Do you mean all these cultural activities in general? Don't sleep. Cultural purchases and computer-based activities, respectively. In which situation I would use respectively? No. No, it's not about approximation. Look here, you have 11 and 10. Go for cultural purchases and computer-based. Like you combine two numbers and two items, respectively, соответственно. So we make connections here. All right, in order not to make it messy, like 10, this, that, what is this? Yeah, so we connected. Okay, and the next one, accounting for. Any performance was the most popular activity for young people, accounting for. Okay, you can also say of total participation. Great, and the last one, any performance was the most popular activity. Let's say let's say performances, okay? Performances were like they already wrote there in the bottom. These are different ones. Performances for the most popular activity among young people with participation. Okay, ing here with participation constituting, for example, constituting. Seven. Sorry. Okay, okay. So here, yep. So at home, please practice those that you understood, right? Those that you almost understood, you also better practice so that you improve your writing. Look, Nurai, pay attention to your minor mistakes. They are kind of repetitive, this was ver thing. So when we, like, by the moment you finish, get back, fix it. Yeah, like usually have a habit of this, like once, right? Once you wrote some part, get back, was ver, check it, fix it, continue. All right, good. So you have any questions to me? Good. I think yeah, it was pretty productive day. Yeah. So you have also today we didn't really have time for speaking, so please take it as your homework. And yeah, don't forget ask questions. You still have some time before your test, so you better ask me questions. Right. So see you on Wednesday. Thank you for coming today. Enjoy your evening. Bye.